Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel with Loud ESP. And as you are already aware that we are covering our videos on multiple contexts, and one of that is exploring ancient wisdom in Hinduism and also looking Hinduism in a different perspective and trying to gain maximum insights of that. So today we are having Mr. Sumanth in our panel. Welcome, Sumanth.
Thank
So
you, DSP, for welcoming me. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing it, so yeah.
So it's very new for both of us. I mean, I never done any podcast before, and I mean, yeah, obviously we do converse about many things, but I think this is certainly new for us and to our audience as well in my particular channel.
Mm.
I'll just quickly explain the video context of today's content. So we are now trying to understand myths about feminism in Hinduism. So, are we understanding women rights properly in Hinduism, or Hinduism is biased to men? So, there are a lot of misconceptions around this. So, we want to try to understand what the reality is, and for that, what we are doing is we are gathered some questions that are commonly misunderstood by most of the people. So, upon that data, we will be having some discussions. So, after every question, we will try to summarize it and we'll try to conclude it. So, you can have a better insights and reference to the actual what Hinduism is trying to teach. So, please stay tuned with the entire content and watch it till the end so that to have a better perspective and a new perspective if it allows you. So, with that, let us welcome Sumant and let us hear about himself from him. Hi, Sumanth.
Yeah. Uh, so where to start? So basically, I'm a software engineer, as everyone. So I currently I'm in Hyderabad, working for a company, and so this concept of Hinduism, I think it's a vast ocean that I just know not even a drop, not even a molecule. Actually, I can just say an electron. If I'm
We
qualified.
can compare
So
to.
we cannot even compare what we know. So it's a vast thing, and I think uh, this interest of Hinduism, I think, because of my grandmother,
Mhm.
who have passed recently.
Oh, sorry, sir.
So yeah, like yeah, this is just the interest in Hinduism. So actually, I'm working for an dharmic organization
Mhm.
called Mahagate. So
Mhm.
where we do podcast and everything. So I am a part of it. I take care of the social media
Mhm.
and the content which we plan for the next things. So yeah, that's a brief about me.
So this came up with an interesting question in my mind while hearing from you. So normally there are like more than 1 billion of Hindus who practice Hinduism in their lifestyle, and there are very limited people who practice Hinduism and also try to come forward and speak about it. So, what inspired you to start speaking about Hinduism and throwing some light about these misconceptions about Hinduism and trying to speak for Hinduism?
So basically, one of the major, I came on a negative. I think I don't want to say it as a negative, but uh, so every Indian is like somehow is not proud of being Indian or being Hindu. So that is the main, I think this is the common like thought of every Indian or a Hindu, like being Hindus, like so they respect the other religions, but when they come to Hinduism, they say this is they మూఢనమ్మకాలు ఇవన్నీ చేయకూడదు. So that, and people say that అరే గుడికి వెళ్తే ఏమొస్తుందిరా, బయటికి వెళ్దాం రా, అండ్ దే సే దీస్ థింగ్స్. అంటే
Hmm.
నాకు అనిపిస్తుంది లైక్ వై డోంట్ వి రెస్పెక్ట్ అవర్ ఎల్డర్స్, లైక్ వై డోంట్ అంటే దెర్ ఇస్, అంటే మేబీ వీ డోంట్ నో ద రీజన్ వై దే పుట్ దోస్ రూల్స్. ఐ డోంట్ సే ఇట్ రూల్స్. సో సో ధర్మ ఈజ్ more about a set of guidelines. So we can just You may follow it, you may not follow it, that's okay, but what are you doing in your life? Is it dharma or adharma? That is what it matters. So I think this is what we need to understand, and I think this understanding has come to me. I mean, very recently I was just tying up with this organization and Mahagate, and we had Yuva Chetana sessions there. Like we there is classes for I don't want to say classes, but yeah, but terminology has to match, right? So I will say it's classes, and yeah, there are some classes and Bhagavad Gita. We learn about Bhagavad Gita. We learn about itihasas and everything. So in every itihasa, in every Purana, there is some story or some meaning in it. So I just want to understand them and try to inspire my next generation to go on, like whatever I've read right now, or know right now. I just want to give it to the next generation, and they can debunk it more. So I think uh, the major purpose of this kind of mindset where we actually disrespect the culture, this culture, especially because of the colonial mindset. We are still in those colonial mindsets because there is a lot of reasons, like there are Mughals and Britishers, Portuguese, and everyone coming to India, and this mindset has been sowed in our heads, I think 200 years ago. So that is coming like a అంటే తరతరాలుగా వస్తుంది ఇదే మైండ్ సెట్. సో ఐ థింక్ దిస్ నీడ్ టు చేంజ్ రైట్ నౌ, because there is lot more knowledge that you think or you cannot even, I think you cannot even learn all the scriptures or all the Puranas or all the Upanishads in one life.
Not even a
You have
person.
to, yeah, you have to cross through many janmas or many births to get that knowledge. Even if you have this interest, right, to gain the knowledge of dharma, so that is coming from the age, the previous births. So this knowledge, the
So,
urge
Sumanth,
of,
I want to pause you here. So, does
yes,
it mean my audience who are watching this video, so they have some past life connections and karmic connection to come across this video?
yes, of course,
We both
yeah,
believe that. So,
yes.
so pay more attention, viewers. So you are going to learn a lot. Yeah, continue, Sumanth.
Yeah, so I think the concept of karma is very, I think the algorithm, I can say it's an algorithm.
Very
So
nice.
because, yeah, because the whatever we do, like even the goods or bads, these have to be bared by us. Like, until we have to be, you need to experience them. Is it good or bad? There is no intervention of any divine, like a spirit, divine spirit, if you can call, or a god or deva or anyone. So there is no intervention of anyone. And if you do anything wrong, if you feel like something is not going right, so you just blame on god. No, it's your karma, it is your thing that you have done previously and you are experiencing it now. So yeah, I think every experience that you get, that is because of the karma or vasanas, we call it, the previous vasanas coming. And you, if you are in a dharmic path, the previous births vasanas come through your, not your body, through your soul. It comes through the soul. But uh, experts say that the soul and the supreme soul are not different things, they are one. But yeah, when you realize that you are supreme soul, then you will get moksha. That is where the, I think this is the whole series of
Yeah,
things interconnected each. So this is a very 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 what do you say,
vast.
vast algorithm. You cannot even comprehend the vastness of this algorithm. I think this is continuous going, and you cannot even have a mindset of even comprehending or explaining the karma, how it works. That is why people get confused between the karma and the get backs. Like they say that karma is beep, and so they say these things, but it will come back whether it's good or bad. That is on you actually. That is your doings, and that is your good or bad that you have done in this life or the next.
Got you. So,
Yeah,
talking
sure.
about the confusion and comprehension in Hinduism, and when you stated that a lot of people are not very proud of what they are actually practicing, and you somewhere observe that and notice, no, this is not the way things has to be going, and you started understanding with the inspiration of your grandmother, and in the process of beginning at that point to now who you are, I mean, I'm not comparing to how much far you had went into the depth of Hinduism, but no matter how much far you had went, what do you think your major observations of people misunderstanding about Hinduism? What are the major things that people misunderstand about Hinduism? Is it like rituals or whatever in your thought?
So majorly it's because the Hindus feel a kind of inferiority complex. So this is the major thing that Hindus have, and even in my schooling, I think we went to the same school.
Yeah.
So, uh, so the people when in the, I mean, in the initial days when people are going to the temple and having the uh,
Tilak.
kumkum tilak or whatever you call. So that thing, whenever I come to the school or college, the people used to wipe it out.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know why. I think the people used to say, "Arey వీడు తిలకం పెట్టుకున్నా అంటే వీడు అమాయకుడు రా." You know that Aparishitudu movie, they were Vikram has this long tika,
Ramu
and
Rai.
people used to, yes, Ram. So people think that if you put some tilak, you are dumb or you don't know the world,
Innocent.
kind of things. But yes, innocent, exactly. So uh, I think this is where I think the major thing the people is inferiority complex. The second is the rituals. They don't understand the rituals. They see that rituals are kind of suppression to certain community or certain group of people. It is a suppression, but yeah, rituals is also a kind of thing there where people feel that Hinduism is not what it is. They don't understand basically that Hinduism is, I think, and the other thing is they feel that Hinduism's Hindus needs to be secular. I think so. This three concepts, I think, this is a major things that people have this mindset where majorly about misconceptions about Hinduism. I think these needs to be eradicated. The inferiority complex, whatever the rituals we follow, we need to understand the meaning around it. Because okay, I will just say this, and so if you don't understand a problem, like let's say a math problem, you don't understand it. Uh, do you say that okay, maths is dumb or it's not my league? Do you say that? No,
No.
right? You just go to the your teacher and try to gain the knowledge from him. Like he try to explain and try to understand it, and then if you still feel like it's not your league, or then you are not trying to understand it properly. So this is what is happening here, because they don't do their research, they don't do their own they don't go to the gurus. Especially we need gurus, and this is what I think people needs to do. They need to have the guidance to understand Hinduism.
True. And in my opinion, when Hinduism is about certain kind of lifestyle, and people started, you know, not actually understanding it and falsely interpreting it, with respect to time, this particular practice is trying to match with the trends of questioning what we are doing. And And there is a trend where people actually thought it was very cool to question what is conventional and pretend to be very cool by coming out of what is traditional, whether it might be the dressing style, the way of education, marriages, the social status, everything that was just happened in past 1 century after World War II. Everything changed, and the way that education system has changed within past 2 decades. People uh, people just started, okay, I'm practicing something, but I don't know why this is being taught, or why this is being taught to me or asked me to perform certain kind of things. And when I don't understand what I'm doing, why should I do? So this is
Correct.
where the problem is. But I also think that in your lifestyle, what Hinduism has taught, if you start digging and understanding each thing, this life itself will not be sufficient for you to understand your lifestyle.
Correct.
Your lifestyle is designed for you to do sadhana, and on top of that sadhana, you will have to certainly clear out your karmic duties and then attain your enlightenment. And there is a lot more journey is there.
Yes.
It is just like we have to get into a lab exam, and we have to perform certain kind of experiment, and we have to pass the exam and come out of the lab. But if I go into the lab and start questioning, why am I given certain apparatus, why am I asked to wear apron, why am I asked to wear gloves and glasses, if I keep all my 1 hour of exam duration on that thing, probably I can't think, okay, I have an exam. Eventually, I'll forget that I have an exam. And
Right.
I think that is subconsciously or unknowingly, most of our current generation, they forgot that they have a purpose.
Correct.
And
Yes.
because someone else is actually saying them, you have to complete your education, get a job, get a family, get a EMI system, and retire and have a retired life, and done it. When you don't actually look actively for your own purpose, someone else will try to create a purpose for you, and guess what, we might again take our rebirth and come again to clear that karmic debt. I think it doesn't make sense. And in that area of thinking, okay, I should understand what I am trying to do. It is a good thing, but to what extent? I mean, yeah, curiosity is very much required. Obviously, it will clear out some misconceptions over centuries or decades. That is good, but I think questioning without even having a patience to go and refer by yourself is biggest roadblocker, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if we think about what are the different contexts that Hinduism is being misunderstood, I see a lot of people attacking on Hinduism on the basis of feminism, by saying like Hinduism doesn't treat women with equal rights. I think you would also come across these kind of content on social media, heated arguments and debates. So how about we focusing this entire communication, this conversation about that particular topic with a different questions? And I mean, I went on to internet and I identified some common questions that are being misunderstood in the
Right.
context of feminism.
Yeah.
So how about we having this entire discussion on that particular thing?
Yeah, totally. I think this is a much needed thing because the the people say that the females are oppressed.
Hmm.
So let's see how how people are like questioning or how they are trying to understand our scriptures.
And also, like, we believe in Hinduism that the entire creation has started from Shakti. So if we
Yes.
are
Yes.
probably thinking of making a series of content on Hinduism, might be starting with that Shakti, that feminine energy is very auspicious in
Yes.
my thought. So let's quickly get into it. So I have more or less 10 to 15 common questions that are being asked to Hinduism. So I don't know how many we can cover on this, but let us sequentially go one by one.
Yes.
Though I know answers, this is to my viewers. So though I know the answers for questions, it is I'm asking, it doesn't mean that we don't have a clarity. For every question, we will go from why people having misconception on that particular question and common myths about it and debugging it and coming out of that and giving final insights and conclusion. We will try to explore that and explain it for you. So with that, Sumant, the first question that I found is like, are women forbidden from learning the Vedas in Hinduism?
Okay.
So
Okay.
why do you think this is being being like a arrow towards Hinduism? Why people
So
think in that way?
so basically, the thing this again, I fall back to the fact that this is a totally colonial mindset which people have put on us. It is in our heads. This argument I had got from I think Instagram reel comment where people say that women are not allowed to read Vedas. There is this uh, lady called Gargi. So she is from a Brahmin family, and again, when I say Brahmin family, it is not a caste. It is something again. That is a whole again different conversation. But yeah, she is born in Brahmin's family, and she read all the Vedas, and her father didn't want her to go into sannyasa, but Gargi wants to go into like sannyasa and everything. Like she just want to renounce the world and go back and do the her sadhana. So her father like says, no, you should not go. You should be grihastha, or you should be in the ashrama. But she said no. Like there is a lot of conversation between the father and the daughter, as today's daughters argue with their fathers, right? I have goals, I need to reach the goals. So the same way Gargi also argue with her father, and yeah, eventually the father understood it and let her go, and she said that whenever I'm ready, I will get married. So that's what she said and goes on, and she argues with a man in Mithila, and eventually she loses it. But the thing is, she was ready to compete with the Muni who is called as Yajnavalkya, and I think if the women are forbidden to read the Vedas or Upanishads or whatever, so how did Gargi went and argued with the person who is more like a Muni or enlightened person? So how can she do it? Whether she is a scholar in the Vedas, and there are other women who with the name of Maitri, she is also a scholar. So I think there are so many instances where women are also learnt the Vedas, but this is a common misconception between the people because of there in in some place like London or France or Germany, wherever the women are just are treated as like a beauty objects, I could say, because because the thing that they do like for themselves, the women do for themselves is horrible. You can see, go and see the videos how the 80s, I mean 1880s women are there. I think that mindset has been transferred to us, and people say that okay, they don't do the basic, as we discussed it. They don't do the basic research. Like, are there any women scholars in it? So I think the whole feminism is a concept where the Western template has been put on us. So that is why these arguments are coming, and that is why I feel like people need to read our scriptures, need to understand the scriptures. So that is why I think, yeah, that's my take on the forbidden, like why women are forbidden. But I don't think the straight answer is no, they are not forbidden, they are, but the significant amount has been like it's been decreasing actually. So yeah, I think there's nothing problem with the women learning Vedas.
And also, like, if we look at the fundamentals of Hinduism, I think Goddess Saraswati, not I think it is, I believe, I know Goddess Saraswati is representing knowledge and wisdom. And for the creation, it is
Yes.
very well known fact that for any creation, knowledge is very essential in order to create something. And in the entire planet, woman has a very auspicious stand where they can create. So creation happens with women. So I even recollect this particular. I'm not sure. I think yeah. I guess there is a lady called Ubaya Bharati who was arguing, not arguing, who was on a debate with Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya. I remember this
Right.
particular scene. I think she was the only woman who was able to even take the debate to such an extent that even Jagadguru himself has taken some time to complete some another process, get some knowledge, and even complete the debate with her. And also, like, might be, in my opinion, if you ask me, when India has been going through certain kind of Mughal invasion where women are not at all safe, and certainly they were kept inside homes, and even after that British Empire, even also not a safe space for women. So might be kids and women are treated with a high seclusion and away from society and social gatherings and stuff. And when early 1900s, 1920s, where the first wave of feminism was happening, might be at that time the education system is not much filled with women when compared to male. And the thing is, like, here I want to stress one point: if practitioners is having certain fault within them, or they are doing a certain thing in certain way, it doesn't define what they are practicing.
Yeah.
If I make a mess up in some mathematics or any computational algorithm, it doesn't define that mathematics is fault, just the way that you had quoted before.
Yes. Yes.
I think that is the root cause of misconception, in my opinion. And also, if we look at sacred texts, there are Devi Bhagavatam and many ancient sacred texts which will give so much of priority, and yeah, many symbolisms and many references to sacred texts are talking about women and their importance in creation and understanding science and stuff. Yeah. So with that, the second question: why are women told to treat their husbands as gods?
Okay.
I mean, are they in this generation? Are there women? I mean, are they treating husband as god? It's just a joke, guys.
uh, so I think like this question comes when they say that Pati Deva.
Hmm.
So so
And also
the
calendar photos where Lakshmi Ma is sitting at Vishnu. Uh, you get it right?
right. Say sitting at the like the feet of
Yeah.
Vishnu, and yeah, like is he God, or is a woman oppressor? People say that often.
Hmm.
So I would say, uh, so okay, if if women are sorry, if men are called Pati Devas, then obviously I think women are also called as Graha Lakshmi. So
Hmm.
what is that then? Right. So
Makes sense.
I think the 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 god, like seeing husbands as god is nothing wrong in it, right? It is not like, if if I'm a woman and my husband comes home like restless, like he's very tired, and he's making money, he's very is like slogging his a, and coming to the home, and sitting on the couch, and he just is relaxed, and I just want to make sure he has all the comforts in the world, so that he would go out and earn for the family and sustain the family. And again, the family is the utmost priority for any society to progress. So that is why we have four ashrams: the brahmacharya ashram and grahastha ashram, vanprastham and sannyasam. So these four, so the main pillar of the society is grahastha ashram. So not only women treats the husbands as gods, also the men also treats them as goddess, like whatever goddesses or angels. So I think you know the story of Arundhati and Vasishta, where our Telugu couple, like when they're newly married, they goes there and see the Arundhati nakshatram in the sky. So it is it like just a ritual? Do you say that it's a ritual, or do you have any significance for it? Obviously there is a significance, because Vashishta and Arundhati are the star systems where they point to right. Basically those are the twin star system, where but basically the star system is like one star is in the middle and the other rotates around it, but this Vashishta and Arundhati rotates between themselves, like one after the other. So this is the only star that does it. So that is the ideal couple needs to be like that. If husband is a god, then obviously his wife is also a god. So I think I think people do this because they cast this only face called Patideva, and they just discard the fact that women are called Graha Lakshmi. Or I think, yeah, that's my take on it.
Makes sense. So, next question is like, why are menstruating women banned from temples?
This is a major.
Yeah,
Uh,
very controversial kind of question.
yes, yes. This is why Shabarimala has to go through such a uh, like as Shabarimala has to go to the court,
Hmm.
obviously, and yeah, I think so. So there, the scholar says there are, like I just compress it and just say that. So there are two facts in it. So one is physical and one is spiritual. So physical is on the physical plane. When we think about it, so on menstruation, the women are very vulnerable, even for the emotions, or they do go through a lot of mood swings and all that. And yeah, of course the physiology of the menstruation, and basically the temples are at a place where the forests are there, like around it the forests are around, and the temple is in the middle of the forest, for the some temples. So Shabarimala is at the top of a mountain where the whole there are like tigers coming, and you know the story of Ayappa where he goes, there are a lot of tigers there. So when a woman goes there, it's a high chances that they are sensed easily, the women are sensed easily there. So that is why they bar. I mean, for those days, for those 5 days, they are not meant to go there because their vulnerability. And the second fact that it's a spiritual thing, because like there are lots of mood swings around us. There are lots of we say, the Gen Z says it, the vibes, right? So if the vibe is not right for you to blend into the atmosphere or environment, there you negate the if you negate the energy of the particular place, then you obviously your emotions or moods won't be right. So if you go there, if you go to a temple where a lots of energy, like it's a energy centers, where the energy center to a place, and you had to, if you are going to that place, I think your energy goes, I don't so I think the energy is not compatible with the energy that you are in, right? So if you are going to a party, if you are not in a party mood, obviously you won't blend in, right? So I think even for understanding it as a Gen Z thing, it's a simple thing. If the vibe is not right, you don't go for you don't go for anything. So that is the same thing. If your vibes or moods are not right, you cannot go to a temple, because the energy there is very high actually, because uh, the whole structure of the temple is a every part of the temple is an energy center. You cannot bear the energy of the temple.
As per the natural and cyclic processes, you might have certain kind of influences according to the environment energy. So it is better to take some precautions and stay cautious,
Yes.
but it is not like a restriction for you, but
Yeah.
it is like how people are practicing, depends on them.
Right. Right. Exactly. So if you're not in a vibe, if you're not, the environment is not right for you, then don't go. That's it.
And I just came across certain kind of temples where even menstruation is celebrated. Even I think in Assam, a temple called as Kamakya Devi Temple
Yes.
will actually celebrate Ambu Mela, which is honoring annual menstruation of goddess itself. So it is not just, I mean, menstruation is not at all something that people, I mean, Hinduism is looking as a taboo. It is not at all like that. Even they respect it and honor it to a greater extent, I believe.
Right.
And referring to Vedas also, I had cross-checked with all the AI and stuff. I mean, it is not possible to debug for a single question to and read entire Veda. So I checked with online information that is there any particular, I mean, Vedas is considered as something foundation for Hinduism, right?
Right.
So in that I had cross-checked, is there any particular text which is saying menstruation is a sin? It is not at all like that. It is even saying menstruation is like a biological and cyclic process that like a woman will go through, and even it is offering many comforts for women during that time to give certain privileges to household women, give some comfort while doing chores or something like that.
Correct.
And also looking up, there are temples which are only allowed to women, and there are temples which will celebrate and honor the menstruation time of goddesses itself. So it means that Hinduism is itself honoring and cherishing, but also remembering that temples are made of tantra, mantra, and yantra. I mean gestures and chants with vocal energy, and also spiritual energies will be there. Might be, I think it is like a cautious advice to better think for yourself, like that, I guess.
Yeah, I think we Telugu states celebrate actually the menstruation. The
Hmm.
first day uh, the girl enters the menstruation cycle, we celebrate it. Why do we celebrate it? Why then? Why do we bar them from entering the temples? There should be a reason, right? So
Hmm.
we might not know the fact that why they are not barred, or because our knowledge is currently constrained. There so yeah, I think the celebration is also like, as you said, like Kamakya temple is obviously, I think men are not allowed for that temple, I think. And there are lots of temples where men are not allowed. Are men not fighting for them? Or men are like what, they just don't want to go to the women's temple, or what? They know their rights, they know their place, they just don't want to go there because they want to respect the place. They want to, you know, they know the fact that it is not a place for a man to go. So maybe the people think, only see the only one part, one side of a coin, rather than just ignoring the other side. I think this is just a foolish thing.
Hmm. And then comes a question which is referring to a particular portion of a Purana. Why did Sati burn herself? Wasn't that a dangerous precedent?
Right. That is where our Hinduism is getting uh, uh, keep on this slash on Hinduism, that Sati is there, and people say this, but I think Sati. Okay, let's come to the story of Sati. So it's a simple story where as the current generation faces this situation where girl wants to marry a man, and the father doesn't agree for it, and the girl goes and
Hello.
marries the man. yeah, marries the man, and she just lives with him. And one fine day, the father, in this context, on the Sati story, the woman is Sati, and the man is Shiva, and the father is Daksha Prajapati. So Daksha Prajapati has conducted a yajna. So there, the where the Shiva is not uh, uh, invited, and Sati wants to go. So Shiva says, no, you cannot, you should not go because you don't have an invitation. So he doesn't care about you. Okay, then I will go. She goes, and she just go there and get insulted by Daksha, and she cannot bear that insult, and she goes to the fire, and she just uh, she gets killed. I mean, not killed. She burnt herself. So this story, where does this written that every woman has to do it? It isn't written anyway. Okay, let's, okay, if it is a Sati, if it is a ritual, then in itihasas, coming to Ramayana first, so after the Dasharatha has died, Kaikeyi, Sumitra, and Kausalya are still alive. How they are still alive? If in coming to Mahabharata, after Panduraja has died, Kunti didn't die, but obviously the Madri has to perform this, but there is not. So if it is mandatory thing, why didn't they die? Like, why didn't they perform Sati? It is not a mandatory thing, or this is a ritual that has to be. This is not written in any scripture. You can show me any scripture where Sati is a ritual. You can show me. I mean, I am uh, certified to I don't know whether I'm certified to say this, but yeah, I can challenge anyone. If you can show me where the Sati is actual ritual, then I think it's a challenge for anyone who can show the actual ritual is there in Sati. So yeah, Sati is actually I think
Might
it
be
has
it's
been.
a
Mm,
way of protecting their purity when the kingdoms are being conquered, and the rulers who are their husband, they were like martyred in the battlefield. So in
yeah.
order to, protect their purity from the enemies, might be they do. I mean, we had read in our history like how Rani Padmavat or many other people has protected their sacredness by doing this act. And then somewhere social conditioning is giving a very false narrative about this particular context of
Mm.
Sati Sagamana.
Right, I think the social, I think this Sati thing was actually, if you can say, it is very small in numbers when the Britishers are here. So geographically, there are very minute cases of Sati, but Britishers said in a way that Sati is everywhere, like every part of India. So this is where I think there are lots of conspiracy theories. I don't want to go to them, and just, I think we just need to understand that Sati is not a part of Hinduism. It's just a story where a wife couldn't bear the insult done to her husband, and she just burns herself. So let's see that story as is, not like anything else.
Yeah. So let's get into next question. So
Yes.
this is a kind of interesting. Why aren't women allowed to be priest?
Yeah, I think yeah, I've came across this question. So because um, so
I feel
historically
it funny
speak,
because I had seen many women priests in my since my childhood in
yes,
many
correct,
dev
correct.
temples.
So I think people uh, know and I mean there are priests. Yes, I have seen the women in the temples performing the rituals to the god. I have seen the women doing that, but uh, currently the number is very minute, very minute, that you don't see in every part of the India. So if you say that America doesn't exist if you are not there, uh, I think that's, you're in Italy, right?
Yeah.
So if I say that okay, you are not in Italy, you are in India, you are just acting like you are in Italy. So how does it sense? Like how does it mean to the people? So if the people, so that doesn't care about the facts, they just go with their gut feeling, like okay, this is not here, so it is not there anywhere. So this is how people feel, and I think I am not going deep into it, because these questions come to us, and I think we cannot go to the temples and see, like take photographs of every priestess and say okay, can you give an interview of me, okay, are you doing so. These things are like, uh, I think we need to understand that. Can you tell me where it is written that women are not supposed to be priests? Can you tell me where? No, you cannot show where it is written. So I think
Because it is not written.
written anyway. Yeah, exactly. It's not written anywhere.
And even in
I
Rig Veda and Yajurveda, it is even written that women has to become scholars through learning and noble their deeds.
correct. Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
also, spiritual leadership is something granted to women in Rig Veda. So it is not,
Hmm.
it is just not something present in our speculative observation. We are just coming to conclusion that women don't preach. But if we look back to our childhood, yeah, we had seen a lot of. I mean, till coming to Europe, I had seen people, women being the priest of the temple.
Yeah, I think people just stay as frogs in a well. So
Hmm.
cannot do anything about it.
So coming to the next question, why are goddesses very powerful but Hindu women are oppressed?
Okay, I don't see they are oppressed. Okay. uh, so I think I have seen women in my life that there is this one girl I know, like she's my friend. So she actually, I don't know, I've seen a lot of women, but she inspires me a lot actually. So I think I have seen Shakti in her, the actual Shakti, right? The goddess Shakti. So I think yeah, I think goddesses are powerful and women are also powerful, because I think you see in a perspective of just a physical form. You don't see the actual mental states, or I know the state of women where they are so stubborn that they have to uh, have, like they are the only, if they are the only source of the family, to the food and shelter and whatever, like they are, if they are providing something to the family, they are so stubborn that they don't want to leave that responsibility at all. I've seen the women like that. I've seen women saying that I need to be more responsible. I'm not. I've seen women saying that I need to earn more because I need to take care of my family. So it is just like saying that women are oppressed. I don't think if the women are oppressed, I don't think they could say those words. I think, uh, yeah, I think goddesses are powerful, and obviously the women are also powerful. Especially the Hindu women are. I think they have this power, right? To even, okay, so let's take the example of Shivaji Maharaj. So that mindset from the childhood he has, that is the seed that was sown by his mother Jijabai. So even the Chava, the Chhatrapati Shambhaji Maharaj, his mother, is the only reason. So why? So if the women are oppressed, so do you think a man? Uh, I mean, do you think she can turn a man into a lion like Shivaji Maharaj? Do you think Shambhaji Maharaj would come into place? I don't think so. I think women are a main part of a society, and they are the pillars of the society.
And if we personally look into our lives, if we think for a moment, the major influences and inspiration for us would be women that we had seen and came across in childhood.
Right.
And even whoever we refer, it's like Anjani Putra Hanuma. It is referring, it is not something like son of Satyamurti or son of Krishnan. It is not like that. It is actually referring to women, which will symbolizes that my strength is having a source connection with my mom.
Right.
Like the reference to the strength is being connected to the mom, and also if properly, if we focus to sacred texts like Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samasthita, which tells that the divine feminine energy which has created Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu is present in every woman, and we have to bow to every woman for that energy.
Right.
So in that way, it is left to every individual whether we become powerful or not, whether we activate our energies and we stand out or not. If we are able to inspire someone, it is on us. But just because we are living in a crowd which can't influence us or inspire someone, we can't say that okay, people are or oppressed or something like that. I mean, when we had concluded that they are not restricted from education, they are not restricted from worshipping, and they are treated and equivalently as Pati Deva is considered. So when there is a domination of feminine energy in every aspect, then obviously women are not oppressed, but it is on every woman to activate her energies and do her karma, because the source is getting activated from there, and from that only we derive our energies and inspiration. So I think the activation should be done from over there.
If you see in Itihasas, Draupadi was a financial minister of Indraprastha. So what do you say that?
Mhm. Exactly.
Isn't that the women empowerment that people used to are talking about? So yeah, I think don't think it's. I think I take more references from
Might be we just
Itihasas.
know only Nirmala Sitharaman, and we don't know she has done some duties which is like referring to Draupadi.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. So I like the fact that you use this in Nirmala Sitaraman. The straight answer is no, they are not oppressed. In fact, we worship them. We touch the feet of small girls, and we just touch them. We just put it on our eyes. I think that's a great gesture for
Yes,
a
sir.
man to do it. Right? It's just a cute thing.
Mm.
Even if you're not into spiritual thing, if you see a man touching the feet of a small girl, and you don't you think it's cute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why is marriage seen as the only purpose for a Hindu woman's life?
Okay, is it the only purpose for? Isn't that also a purpose for a man?
And the crazy part here is women are, the moment that a marriage happens to a man, it is sharing dharmartha kama moksha with her.
Ah, right, exactly. Right. So the so as I said previously, right? So grihastha ashrama is the pillar of society. So if you want to enter into grihastha, you have to be married. You have to have children. You have to have the samsara problems. You have to go through this process, and then you go to vanaprastha and do your sadhana and go to sannyasa, and then you renounce the world. So this is a process, right? It is not the only purpose of a woman, it is also a purpose of a man who wants to enter. And I'll tell a very interesting story from Mahabharata. So there is this sage called, I don't want to say sage, Maharshi, named Jaratkara, who isn't married. So he's going somewhere. He finds some of the people hanging from a tree. So he asks them, so why are you hanging like that? So they say that there is this man called Jaratkara. We are his pitris. So we are not going to the other worlds because he is not married. Okay, so we want him to get married and send us to the other worlds. So he said, so okay, I am the Jaratkara, so I am the reason that you are like this, you are hanging like this. So they say that please get married so that we can go to the other worlds. So he says like, okay, I will get married when I get the girl with this, my name. So he wants a woman with his name. So eventually he finds a woman with the same name and he gets married, and the Pitris go to their worlds. So it is also a duty for a man that you have to get married and have children, and you have to serve your Pitris. So actually there are five elements that we are taught in Mahagate. So we call them as Pancha Mahayajnas. So one is me, that is myself. The other is your family. The other is Pitris, your Pitris, and the third and the fourth is your society. And the fourth one is God. So if you miss any of these five elements, your life is not considered. Like, I mean, not considered, it's like your life is not complete without these five. You cannot ignore the family, you cannot ignore God, you cannot ignore Pitris, you cannot even ignore yourself. That is the main thing, right? If you are not there, obviously your Pitris won't be satisfied, your family is going to suffer. The God, you're not serving the God, you're not serving the society. So if you're not taking care of yourself, you're ignoring these four indirectly. So yeah, like every five element has to be take care. So I think I'm going off the topic, but yeah, uh, the marriage is the pillar of a woman and a man to sustain all these ashramas other than grahastha. The brahmacharya is dependent on grahastha. The sannyasa is dependent on grahastha. The vanaprastha person is dependent on grahastha. So you're sustaining the society. So this sustenance has to be done from grahastha. So everyone, I think, not only women, men is also has to get married. So yeah, that's my take.
So I like this thing. I like the way you had intercepted all five different aspects of it. It is very insightful actually. What areas a Hindu or anyone to that matter has to focus in order to have a meaningful and fulfilled life. Can I call it in that way? I guess
Correct.
yes. So yeah, why does Hindu widows treated like untouchables?
So this so
I'm
these
getting
British
surprised in this question.
so this British people, right? So everything is untouchable for them, like
Might be
even
Bollywood
the,
films.
yeah, every I think no. The straight answer is no. They are not untouchables. They have to be treated the same way every uh, Saubhagyavati is treated. So you have to, because if a woman or if a widow is suffering from a society, or I think that is where the society is getting failed. So if you are looking like widow is like an untouchable, I think you have to see a doctor, man. You are not supposed to live on this, so in this society. So uh, if you say why, uh, I don't think uh, I don't think Rama treated his widow mother Kausalya as untouchable. I don't think Pandavas treat their mother Kunti as untouchable. So I think, and even the fact that Pandavas had like they listened everything that their mother says. So I think it's a foolish thing that people say this untouchables, that I don't know what is AI getting this prompts and why it is giving all these useless questions. I don't know why, but I think we can answer it in a way that it can learn that Hinduism not this is not like this, and yeah, we need to feed the AI obviously. So yeah. What do you
Might
say?
be
Like,
treating
do you think
people's
that
mind.
do you
Sorry.
think that women are untouchables? Women, I mean, women widows are untouchables.
Not at all, because after Abhimanyu has passed away in Mahabharat Yuddha, his son is the one who has gone through all the. I think Parikshit, right? He's the one who has gone through all the process, and he eventually become the king. So, if a widow is considered as untouchable, why will someone consider their son as someone as a ruler? I
Yeah.
felt like very foolish when someone give these questions, but I think most of these conceptions are coming from films that are making dramas in a rural backgrounds with people having a lot of stereotypes, and hero comes to enlighten all of them and fight, breaking the myths, taboos, and stuff. And people referring to these kind of drama as the core definitions or values of a particular religion or belief system. I think these are coming up from there. But if we logically refer, okay, if Hinduism is actually teaching widows to be as untouchables, it has to be practiced throughout Ramayana, Mahabharata, Itihasas, Puranas, everything that we had spoken till now. But it is not the case.
Yes,
If
exactly.
Hinduism is saying that, if Vedas are teaching that, Krishna would have practiced it, Rama would have practiced it.
If it is dharma, if it is
Hmm.
dharma, if you are, if I think the Krishna is the, uh, I think is the best. I think not Krishna. It's Yudhishthira is the epitome of dharma. So he doesn't treat his mother as untouchable. I don't think.
Hmm.
If it is dharma, if it treating a widow is dharma, I no, it's not dharma. It is not dharma. Obviously, yeah. I don't want to
So,
name it as a dharma, but yeah, I don't. It is not dharma. Obviously,
so concluding this, we are ending up to two final questions.
yes.
The ninth question we are talking about is, why does Hinduism not support feminism or women's rights? Because is
Uh,
there no word like feminism in Sanskrit or Hindu text? Is it something like that?
People didn't know the concept of feminism, but there is a feminism. Obviously, they didn't know that there is a concept like this. This is all a Western thing that is coming up. These templates are coming from the West that Hinduism does not. So tell me which religion is supporting feminism other than Hinduism. Tell me where women rights are not violated. Tell me where other than Hinduism. Let's say this. Other than Hinduism, where the women rights are not given to them.
Feminism itself.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Yes, yes, exactly, right. So this feminism concept is very new to
I
this.
think I think believing in women empowerment is done rather than considering as feminism, because the definition of ism itself, like you are carrying it out certain principles and enforcing it into the lifestyle. That is what we call it as ism, right? Jainism, Buddhism,
Right.
Sikhism. We have certain core principles and we are enforcing it into the lifestyle. But Hinduism will actually see the soul not connected with any gender. This purpose of Hinduism is about soul attaining moksha, and the soul, by its definition, is not having any gender, which the God claimed himself that I'm not having gender, I'm not male, female, transgender, I'm not connected with any gender. So there is no particular thing like a feminine and masculine should co-live or coexist with each other, but not like suppressing or dominating or enforcing entire femininity or masculinity on each other. It is not that, but coexisting, like how Shiva Parvati, they are like half Ardhanarishwara to each other. So women empowerment is there. We can refer 100 such incidents, 100 such moments or references. What's your take on that?
Um, so I think so coming to itihasas, uh, there is this episode where Satyabhama comes to Draupadi and asks her like, how do you manage your five husbands, because I am not able to manage this person like this. Um, Venu Madhava, he's always going around and like he has eight wives. I am
It
not
is
able to
not need
control
for
him.
anyone to manage him. He is the one who manages us.
He's the manager of the universe. Who will manage him?
Universe.
So how do you manage the five your five husbands? I'm able to manage one husband. So so she says, so there is this episode where Draupadi gives I think 200 pages lecture to Satyabhama, saying that
200 pages.
yeah, if
Okay.
you see the actual, okay, let me show you the actual Mahabharata of what I'm reading Telugu. I'm a big Telugu book boy. So this is the first book, which is Adi Parva and Sabha Parva. This is
Mhm.
this much.
Adi Parva and Sabha Parva itself is that much.
Yes, yes. So you imagine the weight of these books. Okay,
Mm.
I have around seven books.
Mhm.
So every conversation is around 200 pages.
Oh.
Every dharma conversation. So why it is called Panchama Veda is that is the reason. Okay. So coming back to feminism in Itihasas. Uh, so I think the nuances of dharma is known to women in such a way that they were brought up by dharma, like they were taught dharma, they were brought up in dharma. So this feminism comes from dharma. Like you, if you have dharma, you feel that you obviously feel that men and women are equal, not on a physical, maybe not in a physical combat, or not in a physical stress, but on an intellectual basis. If you see, men and women are obviously equal. They know that they are equal. The dharma says that they are equal. So obviously there is nothing like there is not dharma. If you see that feminism is not a part of Hinduism, yes, it is not a part of Hinduism as a term, not as a concept. As a term, is there is no feminism, but there is ideologically there is a feminism in dharma, and dharma only, like Hinduism is the only religion that uh, teaches dharma, and we need to follow dharma, and until unless you are not following it, I think you have to get birth again, like you have to rebirth again.
Infinite
So
times.
yeah, infinite times, I
And
don't know.
what's your opinion? Is an ism needed? Whether it might be feminism or masculinism, is an
uh,
ism needed within Sanatana Dharma?
like, so this tag, right, ism, is put in a way that it feels like they're so ism is a word is, if the people feel that they are put on some rules on them, like people feel that, so that is why this inferiority complex comes in. So I always say that dharma or Hinduism is not a set of rules, it is set of guidelines. If you may follow, if you're not, if you're following it, if you're not following it, it's okay, you're fine, until and unless you're in dharma or you're following dharma and the four purusharthas, dharma artha kama mokshas. So you're not, if you're not following those, I think uh, it is, I won't say it is papam, but you will again birth, you can, you will just get rebirth. I think yeah, it's ism is a word, I think I don't encourage this ism word. I don't want to name Hinduism as a ism, but it is Sanatan Dharma, and everybody knows Sanatana means eternal, and Dharma is always eternal.
Mhm.
So yeah.
So with that, let us come to a final question for this current session.
Yes.
Why does Hinduism promote dowry and girl child neglect? Like they're thinking
Okay.
that we promote dowry, but we also ignore girl child. It is like
Right.
that misconception.
Right.
Concept.
So dowry, we say Katnam in Telugu. So
Mhm.
we also have this concept of Kanya Sulkam. What is that then?
Mhm.
Okay, so So dowry is a concept. I think nowadays dowry is uh, it, it is neither asked nor given. Actually, I would say, because if a man asks for a dowry, he is considered as a donkey, and if people say that Kanya Silkam has to come back, so I have seen people say that Kanya Silkam has to come back. Why do you feel that? If you are not encouraging dowry, then why do you encourage Kanya Sulkam? So this fact that people, the only dowry is concentrated because, yeah, of course there are cases like there are people who torture the daughter-in-laws to get the more dowry. Yes, there are dowry, but it's not a part of Hindu, I mean Sanatan Dharma. It is not a part of Sanatan Dharma. And if there is an instance like this dowry is just a concept of giving gifts to the bride or bridegroom. It's just that simple concept that it became a custom later on, like it's became a custom, and people think otherwise if they are not given the gifts to the bridegroom. So yeah, I think it's just the evolution of the things that we do, right? If, okay, for suppose if I go to gym right now, so after like 100 years, my great great grandson sees that okay, I used to go to gym, so do I need to go to gym? Is that is your wish? You can go or you may not go, that is your wish, but going to the gym is a practice that I do. So maybe the people which I do may not do, like otherwise they may not do the gym, but giving dowry is, they name this dowry, but yeah, of course they had to name, but yeah, if there is a dowry, if it is if Kanya Silkam is wrong, then dowry is also wrong, obviously. If you are taking dowry, if the parents are okay to give dowry, like the girl's parents are okay to give you dowry, or if you have no issues, the girl doesn't feel anything wrong, then you can take it. There is nothing wrong in it if they are giving it on a free will. But if you are imposing these rules that you should give, you have to bring the dowry to us, but then that's a problem. That is where the misunderstanding happen.
And also, like if we think of where the entire marriage system came from, it is referring to Vivaha Sukta, which is in Rig Veda. And if we study it properly, it is there is no mention of dan. I mean, dowry is referring the gift of money, which is considered as dan in the terminology of Veda. There is no mentioning of dan. Instead, there is a mentioning of like mutual companionship, prosperity, and sacred vows that the husband and wife will share with each other. But there is no reference of any dan or gift, or these transactions were not mentioned. If it is mentioned, we would have definitely known like what Rama got during Sita's Swayamvar.
Right, right,
And
exactly, right.
and
Right, what?
because the father of Sita's father, he is not a middle class man. He's a ruler of.
Yeah, yeah, right. So people might think like, okay, what did Rama get? Did he get
Did Janaka Maharaj
uh,
given anything to Rama?
is it 1,000 elephants of full of gold, or 10,000 elephants of gold? I want to know that fact.
So, I mean,
People do this, like these are small aspects of society, right? So that take the big magnifying glass and see, okay, this is wrong in Hinduism. So yeah, like, and coming to girl neglect, girl child neglect, I don't think they are neglected, because they are considered as I said previously, right? They used to touch the feet of uh, the girls. I have, I think girl birth is actually celebrated in our scriptures, or even when Sita was born, like I mean Sita was found in like in the on the earth when Janaka Maharaja was sowing the land, he found Sita. Then there is this full of the uh, all the Mithila Nagaram was full of rains actually. So it is celebrated. The birth of a girl is celebrated in such a way that, and there is a festival around the kingdom, and people used to dance and praise Sita Devi. Like this is the luck that we got. Actually, the girls are considered as Mahalakshmi or Bhagyalakshmi, like, so that it is a great thing that they are considered as a luck to the family. I don't, yeah, like if they feel like, yeah, we know that there are much more instances where people used to kill the uh, girl childs. Yeah, that is uh, sick minds that do that, that do this. But yeah, girl child has to be celebrated when she's born, and um, I'm very unlucky guy where I didn't have any sisters with me. I feel like if a sister like, I actually love the fact that my mother's ankle sounds right. I like the sound of the ankle of my mother. Like if I don't hear it, I feel like, okay, where am I? I mean,
Yes,
am I in Senate? నేను శ్మశానంలో ఉన్నాను ఏంటి అనిపిస్తుంది. So yeah, like I think girl child has to be celebrated, as I feel that way. Yeah.
so with that, we had concluded like most of the common myths that are being posed towards Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma in the perspective of feminism. I think we had done a little efforts towards addressing what are the things that are being misconcepted and try to provide some insights, references, and bridging the gap between the reality and the difference of perspective.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm very happy for this conversation. So, what's your final words about women and Sanatana Dharma? What's your final words on this context?
So women and Sanatan Dharma, if Shakti isn't there, there is no Purusha. If Prakriti is not there, uh, and in fact Shiva gives the half of the body to Shakti. That
Shri
means,
Kshetram Purusha Bijam, right?
yes, yes. So the society, the family, the god, the everything around needs the female energy. So if the female energy isn't there, the you, in fact, Prakriti is considered as feminine energy. So what do you say about the nature?
Prakriti Purusha.
But Prakriti Purusha,
Yes.
obviously. So I think unless, until and unless these two Prakriti Purusha doesn't exist, if Prakriti doesn't exist, Purusha doesn't have meaning. Purusha isn't existing, like the existence of Purusha is not considered. So the both has to be, again, if we say that if a man and a woman are in a society, both are both does matters. So like both values and both energies. So every, actually the fact that uh, the every human being has this feminine and masculine energies, both of them. So somehow, so the, I don't want to much go into the details because I'm not a preacher of spiritual thing, but I came to know this, that every human being has feminine and masculine energies. And yeah, I think if women aren't respected, and if I would say this, that is why the Pahalgam incident, where women are disrespected, where the sindoor of the women are erased, that is where our uh, country has to fight for it, right? Where the woman is insulted or getting abused, there the dharma comes there and protects women and the society. Yeah.
I'm very amused like how our unplanned discussion about feminism in Sanatana Dharma is actually matching with the current circumstances in
Yes.
India and Pakistan with the operations Sindoor is that, and this conversation I think everyone has to go through in order to have some great understanding about the Sanatana Dharma. And also like if we I mean, audience, you got all your conclusions. So we are just concluding with a small joke. To be honest, in a relationship of a husband and wife, no matter how many sins a wife is committing, none of that a portion, not even a portion of that goes to the husband. But sorry, half of it is
Correct.
going to the husband. But no matter uh, how many
Yes.
worshippings and punya karya she does, it doesn't come to men.
Correct.
But whatever punya karya that a husband will do, half of it will be credited to women. And in this way, I think there is a necessity of menism. I don't know what does it call. No one has
No one has quoted it.
I don't know. So in that way, there is a necessity of opposite, but not. There is no question of there is like feminism or suppression of women in Sanatana Dharma. I guess we are the victims.
That's a great. I think that's the respect we need to give for a woman. Like,
Someone who has came up with the advertisement like sharing is caring is not
yeah.
actually applicable to this context.
Hmm.
Is
Right.
only until bread and jam that is fine. But your karmic debts, you have to be very calculated
Yes. You
and
have to bear yourself, even though you are male or female. If you are doing something good, or there is nothing good, like if you are seeing in the perspective, it's not good or bad. It's dharma or adharma. It's the only factor that comes in, like whether you're having a right life or not.
yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, thank you so much, Sumanth, for joining the discussion today
Thank you.
and giving me a lot of insights to share with our audience. So people, please have a view at the works that are being done by Sumanth. You can quote your channel. I mean, the work that you're doing on pages again. I had went through it and it's a very, very much needed things that they are talking over there, and I value their work. So again, thanks a lot for joining and giving all your valuable insights.
Thank you so much for taking it to this
Radhe
discussion.
Radhe.
It was a great discussion, and I would love to do this discussion again, and I
We,
hope it
we will
happens.
please comment all your opinions that you had came across while going through this podcast session, and suggest us some topics so that we'll again join the panel and we'll record more sessions about Hinduism and try to break more myths and give more insights and take this journey. As Sumanth quoted, it is very huge, like an ocean in which we don't even know a droplet, not even to the level of droplet, even to the level of molecule, and even at the atom level, at the electron level, we are somewhere in that. I would say I'm like a neutron, not even charged with that. Either positivity or negativity. So please help us with your valuable comments and share this video to someone else, and please encourage our work. Thank you so much to Sumant and our audience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Radhe
Shalom.
Radhe.